This is the Brooks family, and this is your Buckeye Guard.
There were warm reunions in December. Portsmouth, Ohio welcomed soldiers of the 1191st Engineer Company who had returned from a deployment to Afghanistan just in time to spend the holidays with their families.
There's no better place than to come to a small town in Ohio when you come home from war. You cannot get this kind of welcome anywhere else in the world. Thank you to the city of Portsmouth.
And in Springfield, Ohio, more than 20 airmen from subordinate units of the 178th Wing, who had deployed during the past year, were honored by the community in a ceremony held at the Springfield Air National Guard base. The Ohio National Guard community gathered to say farewell to its Army Air Defenders as they departed on a mission to defend the skies above the National Capital Region this fall. Task Force Shiloh comprised of 120 soldiers from the 1st Battalion of the 174th Air Defense Artillery Regiment deployed in December. Task Force Luzon composed of 40 soldiers from the 174th ADA Brigade Headquarters deployed in January. These task forces will spend the next year defending Washington, D.C. in support of Operation Noble Eagle.
Citation to accompany the award of the Air Force Outstanding Unit Award to the 123rd Air Control Squadron.
Members of the Ohio Air National Guard's 123rd Air Control Squadron received an Air Force Outstanding Unit Award in December. These Air Force battlespace communicators were recognized for playing key roles in multiple joint exercises as well as in support of Operations Enduring Freedom and Noble Eagle. For more on the 123rd Air Control Squadron, visit our website at ong.ohio.gov. Watch stories about the Guard and its service members on the Ohio National Guard YouTube channel. See who else is in Ohio's National Guard community on our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at OH National Guard. And have a look at the Guard's faces and places on our Instagram page at Ohio National Guard. Ohio's top officer moved on from her post as Ohio's 81st Adjutant General this winter. Major General Deborah A. Ashenhurst has taken on another assignment in Washington, D.C. as a special assistant to the Vice Chief of the National Guard Bureau.
Our National Guard is going to face changes, and we have to recognize that, and we have to prepare and best posture ourselves to be able to respond and keep missions and pursue new missions. You know, there's no doubt that with the wars winding down, although I know we are still deploying service members and units overseas, the money is starting to be taken out of those missions. There's going to be less resources for the National Guard and for our military as a whole. So ultimately, the National Guard is going to come down a little in strength, and we have to be prepared for that. So to be prepared for that, we have to be the most ready service members, the most ready units, so that when they're looking at cutting units, they don't want to cut those in Ohio because we add so much to the overall total force. But there are changes coming. What would I say to all the members of the Ohio National Guard as I'm about to exit this office and move on to something different? Mainly thank you. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for caring. Thank you for willing to do whatever our governor has asked us to do, for doing whatever our president has asked us to do, and thanks for doing it so well. You know, when we talk about being ready to go do our mission, we take that very seriously in Ohio. That means at the end of drill weekend, we clean our equipment, we pack it, we put it back where it belongs, so that if that call comes tomorrow that our fellow citizens need it, we're ready to go. And I don't have words great enough to express my gratitude for that, for knowing that if needed, I knew that I could call out any guardsman in Ohio and say, your fellow citizens need you now, and that they would be ready to go. So thank you isn't a big enough word, but I can't think of a better one other than thanks for your commitment, thanks for your dedication, and then thanks for being the citizen soldier that is the epitome of the National Guard.